Hi, my name is Bella, and we're going to be unpacking my lunchbox.
Great, yeah. So today we are going to be packing Bella's lunchbox. I think a lot of parents back to school around the corner have a lot of questions about how to make their children's lunch healthy, how to get a picky eater to try new things, and we're going to talk about all those kinds of tips and tricks today. But I also wanted to kind of make a special push for why we actually have a kitchen in our doctor's office, Bella. So we actually have this kitchen because, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of food medicines we use actually come from plants and vegetables and animals in nature. Like, for example, aspirin, which is a very old medicine that we don't use anymore, actually comes from aspen trees. They're tree bark. And so the food we eat and the plants and vegetables and things that we consume are really like medicines for our body, and they help keep us healthy and strong and prevent a lot of disease, which is why we have a kitchen in the doctor's office to try to make that connection between nutrition, health, and medicine.
Welcome to the Beehive Doc Talks with Dr. Blair Rolnick. As a pediatrician and mother herself, Dr. Rolnick is here to answer your most pressing parenting questions and guide you through the tough spots.
Good morning. We're back here at Be Kind Pediatrics. We're actually on the other half of our office, so usually we're over there in the conference room. Today we're in the kitchen part of the practice, and we have Bella here, who's one of our most adorable patients. Do you want to introduce yourself, Bella?
Hello.
And today, Bella had this really neat idea of teaching other children about the importance of nutrition and diet. And so back to school is right around the corner, and so we're going to talk a little bit about how Bella makes her lunch, and I'm going to give her a little bit of advice on how to make lunch. When I talk to parents and families about nutrition, I've been talking a lot, Bella, about what is called a plant-forward diet. And so what that really means is trying to maximize the amount of fruits and vegetables on your plate. And so today, can you point out a vegetable we have maybe out? Right, that's a carrot. So we're going to try to make your lunch actually today exclusively with fruits and vegetables, which I think is going to be super cool. A lot of parents, when I talk to them about plant-based diets, what I really mean is, again, trying to increase the amount of plants and vegetables we consume, not necessarily excluding other things like meat and eggs and dairy. And there's multiple benefits to that, but some of the concerns parents usually have is they're like, oh no, where are we going to get our protein from, or our iron, or our calcium? And I'm going to talk a lot about that today, but actually plants have tons of protein in them. So all plants have protein in them in varying amounts, but especially beans and legumes. So you were asking me earlier about what this is. This is hummus. So hummus is made from chickpeas, which are a type of bean or plant that are actually really high in protein. And so we're going to try to doctor that up a little bit, incorporate that into your diet. Another concern I get from parents is about a vitamin called B12. That vitamin is super important for our brain and our blood. And B12 is actually in the soil everywhere. So animals get it by eating the soil. And we used to get it by eating fruits and vegetables that were a little bit contaminated with dirt. And since we obviously don't eat dirty fruits and vegetables anymore, it's hard to get from fruits and vegetables. So people who eat just a plant-based diet sometimes do have to take extra B12, but so does people who sometimes don't eat an extra plant-based diet. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of each of these things adds to your plate. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so today we're going to start by making a PB and jelly sandwich. So we've got some peanut butter, and we're going to make our own jam today from blueberries. So we'll make the jam at the end. What do you think are some of the benefits of peanut butter? Do you know? It's okay if you don't. Do you know what peanut butter has in it?
Peanuts.
That's right, it has peanuts. That's exactly right. So peanuts are also a really good source of protein. And protein is really important to help you build muscles, have strong bones, and to help you grow. Because I don't think you're done growing yet, do you? Okay, so we're going to have Mom open up the peanut butter, and she's going to help you start the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Heather, who's our MA over here, this is her beautiful dollar Bella, by the way, has brought in Bella's lunchbox, which is bento box. And that's perfect for doing something like this, because if you're going to make your child's lunch with a bento box, you want basically this whole 3/4 to be fruits or vegetables. And then the other part you can save for half a protein and half a carbohydrate. And we like to use complex carbohydrates. So I'm going to move this over here for you guys. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the bread. So this is a basic seed bread. You can get it from Trader Joe's. And it's really nice because the seeds add extra complex carbohydrates, and they're also a really good source of protein. And then on top of that, the flax seeds, which you can kind of see embedded into the bread. Flax seeds are a nice source of omega-3s, and omega-3s are really helpful in children. They've been shown, studies kind of demonstrate and suggest that they're helpful in improving mood disorders, asthma, which is kind of interesting. They can help with learning, specifically memory and visual spatial learning. And so you really want to maximize or at least get the optimum amount of omega-3s in your diet. So kind of adding something with flax seeds is a nice little hack to do that. Good job. You did a great job over there. So let's put that aside. We're going to wait for the end. In kind of honor of the recent Shark Week, we're going to be making Sharky PG&J sandwiches. So we'll leave that over there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a few things to this hummus. So remember I was saying before, hummus is kind of chickpea or plant-based. So it's a really nice source of protein. And we're going to add something. This is called tahini. So tahini is just ground sesame seeds. And what that adds is, for children who don't like dairy or don't want to eat dairy, tahini is a great plant-based source of calcium. So we're just going to put a little squeeze on that. And it's creamy and delicious. I like the squeezable one because it's a little less messy, right? And we're actually also going to add a little olive oil. So fat is really good. It's super important for your brain, and we want to eat healthy fats. And olive oil is a great example of a healthy fat. So do you want to add just a little bit to that?
Yes.
Yep. Teeny bit. Oh, good job. It's all right. Do a splash. Good job. That was perfect pour. Nice. Now stir that all up for us. And then you're just going to add a scoop to whichever one of these you want.
Okay.
I also really like and encourage parents to get their kids involved in the kitchen because, first of all, having your kid pack their own lunch is a great chore and teaches them responsibility. But also you can also get them involved in chores for helping them learn early about fiscal planning and the importance of money. There's really cool apps out there where you can add cash to like little debit cards and teach them about the importance of responsibility. But an added bonus for having the chore be making their own lunch is children are much more frequently willing to try new things if they've been involved in cooking it and making it. And it also teaches them from a young age about how to structure their meals so that they are nutritious. So hummus is a new one for Bella. We'll see if she's going to be able to try it later. You don't have to try it if you don't want to, but if you want to try it, you can go for it. To pair with the hummus, we have these cute little carrots. And you were telling me before, what was your question about these carrots?
Why are they not all green, orange?
That's an excellent question. In nature, carrots are all different colors. There's purple carrots, there's orange carrots, there's yellow carrots, sometimes there's white carrots. And over time, we have decided that we think orange carrots look the best. And so we kind of only pick the orange ones or only grow the orange ones. But the truth is, just like tomatoes are not just red, sometimes there's green tomatoes, sometimes there's purple tomatoes. In nature, you get all these different colors. And the colors are important because they signal to us that they have different nutrients in them. Like the orange ones have a lot of beta carotene, which is its own nutrient. But the purple ones have their own and the yellow ones have their own. So all the different colors are actually important to try to eat. So why don't you pick a few and put them in whatever spot you want to put them in. It's a good spot. Good job. And then maybe you can show your friends at school your cool different types of colored carrots. All right. the last, or not the last part, but the other part that we're going to add here is your dessert. So I hear a lot of parents say that their kids love dessert. The only thing they want to eat is dessert. But actually letting your child have dessert with the rest of their foods is usually the remedy I recommend, because when we put emphasis like you can only have your dessert after you eat dinner, we make dessert a reward or something that's even more exciting to children. But if we allow them to have it with the rest of their food, that really signals to them that dessert is the same amount of exciting as the rest of the food on the table. And that can help accidentally making dessert seem more exciting. And on top of that, I think it sends a great message, which is really, Bella, all the food on this table has nutritional value. And there's no good foods or bad foods, but foods that you eat in the right amounts that are important. So why don't you go ahead and add your chocolate covered pretzels. Yeah, that's the one I would have picked for that too.
Yes, I would have picked the bigger one.
I would have picked the big one too. The chocolate covered pretzels are my favorite.
Perfect.
And then I have something for you to try today, which I think is also new for you, but I think it's going to be fun. So these are called Concord grapes. And it's really important, if you get this kind of grape for your child, you want to get the seedless variety, because the seeds can be a choking hazard, but these are the seedless type. And I want you to just try one grape because it's a little bit different than the other grapes, and tell me what's different about it. I have this. In case you don't like it, it's always fair to spit out something you don't like. Is it weird? No, you like it? Good. Yeah, what's different about it?
Different, it's sour a little bit.
It's a little sour, and they're a little bit like jelly, right? Do you want to try them, Heather?
Yes.
Nice.
And so try also to get like fun or different new food textures into your kids' lunch once in a while, because it makes the food, a new food or an old food, new and exciting, and exposes them to new textures, which is important. All right, so Bill has packed a very lovely lunch. We've got carrots, hummus with extra tahini and olive oil, and some chocolate covered pretzels. Nice. And now we're gonna move over and make our own jam, which is a great way of taking a whole food and making it slightly processed, but still keeping it as minimally processed as possible. All right, let's go on. And so the last part that we have to talk about with packing your lunch is using either refrigerating it if you made it the night before, or using a cooling device. So it's really important for parents to know that, especially cut fruit, meats, cut vegetables, they're really likely, once you cut them open, because they're so nutritious and delicious, not only do we like to grow off of them, the bacteria like to grow on them. So if you're not going to eat something within an hour, like let's say you made your chores to make lunch the night before, you want to pop your lunch right in the fridge when you're done with it. If you're making your lunch before you go to school in the morning, you want to make sure you have a freezer pack on it. So that kind of danger zone for bacteria is usually 41 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is most of the temperature around here in New Jersey. So again, either pop it right in the fridge, or you can get a freezer pack to put on top of your lunchbox. So I think Mom put some freezer packs for you in the freezer for your lunch day. I'm going to finish your sandwich up. We're going to add it to your lunchbox, and you're going to give one thing that you've never had to try for us before. So we also, I think if you have a kid who's a little bit of a picky eater and doesn't want to try new things, trying to make the food fun by using like these cute little cuttables. You can get watermelon and cut them with cookie cutters, and try to make the food a little bit more playful and fun. Sometimes that makes kids more willing to try new things. So we're gonna put that in your lunchbox. Bella said she wants to try one thing. Very exciting, Bella. All right, pick the thing. You pick the hummus. So why don't you try to dip a carrot or in your finger, whatever you want. Tell me what you think. And if you don't like it, that's totally fine.
With the carrot.
You don't have to like everything that's new. All you have to do is give it a try. Tastes different, right?
It's good.
Yeah.
You like
And
it?
that's okay. So,
like it?
You tried one new thing. We're going to give it a pack up. So let's pretend you made this last night.
Oh, here's your lunchbox. Got to get it ready for school tomorrow.
So you would have normally put this in the fridge, right? If you'd made it the night before. Now you're going to get it ready for today. So you just took this out of the fridge. Show me how you would put it in your box. You can have some of these too, since you did such a great job with your chores. Bella is packing her lunchbox in an insulated lunchbox, which is great. She's got her cold pack on top to keep her fresh fruits and veggies. And if she had meats in here, nice and safe. And then she's going to head off to school. And the last thing we would pack, but Bella doesn't have with her today, is her water bottle. You know, a lot of children who don't love water, a nice way to get them to be interested in drinking water is to add fresh cut fruits to it. So fruits are a really nice source of vitamins and minerals and natural sugars. And you can do the same thing. You can make it kind of fun by cutting like watermelon, and you can get a little cookie cutter that's a star and add stars to it. And that's just one more way of making it a little bit more playful and trying to engage your child in drinking a little extra water at school. So overall, I hope you guys found today's video informative. We sure had a lot of fun making it today. I'm really glad that you came in, Bella. Thank you so much for being such a great patient and participant in today's video. And tell me one thing you learned today that you thought was kind of cool.
I learned that was kind of cool to try other things.
That's a great piece of new learning experience. I'm so glad you took that away from today's video. And if you guys have any questions or concerns or feedback, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you all. And thanks so much for joining us today.
Bye.
Bye!
Thank you for watching The Beehive Doc Talks with Dr. Blair Rolnick. For more episodes and her practice, visit BeKindPediatrics.com and don't forget to subscribe for more parenting tips wherever you get your podcasts. This information is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always seek medical advice from a qualified physician.